All right, now I got to do my my Bill Clinton story. There's two parts to this Bill Clinton one, by the way. So being from Orlando, I'm good friends with a lot of the boy bands like NSYNC, for good friends of mine. So I was in Los Angeles one time, and I ran into Joey Fatone, and Joey says, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, I'm just doing. What are you doing tonight?" I said, "I'm not telling you." And he said, "Well, do you want to go with us? We're going to see the president." And I said, "Bill Clinton?" They said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, fuck yeah. What do I got to do?" They said, "Meet us at the lobby of the hotel at whatever, 8 o'clock. There's a big gala, and we're going to go back and say hi to Bill Clinton." And I said, "Thank you. I would love that." So I went shopping, trying to find something that would look. We have the picture somewhere. We'll try to insert it. Actually, we're like a suit of some sort. And so you can't make this up. Again, this is what makes this great. So before the president comes in, we're in this room. I'm not making this up. Not even a half of this. It's like little toilet, like this room. You can't move, right? So there's all of NSYNC. I think there's 5 of them, right? I have a poster over my bed. Wait, it's 5 of them, right? And then Britney Spears, the manager, Johnny Wright, 20 Secret Service, and me. So I'm already looking around like, I gotta go. I don't. This is not. I'm gonna get bounced. And if I should be bounced. I don't belong in any of this, right? And so the Secret Service guy, you can tell he's just pissed. And he says out loud, "If you're not in NSYNC or in Britney Spears, you have to leave this room right now." And I said, "What if I'm actually in Britney Spears right now?" Because we were so crammed in together that my joke was I was actually in her, right? Everyone loses their mind. They all laugh. Secret Service is like, they're not even allowed to laugh. They look at me, "You can stay." And then they look at Johnny Wright, the manager of all these people, and says, "You have to go." And I said, "He's not leaving. If anyone's leaving, I'm leaving." He says, "No, you're staying. You have to go." And Johnny's like, "I'll tell you what, I'll make this easy for you. Carrot Top's not leaving, and I'm not leaving, and we're going to continue this." And the guy's like, "No." And right as there was a big scuffle was going to happen, Elizabeth Taylor walks in to the room. And I'm right there, right? We're just crammed in, and all of a sudden I look over to my left, and Elizabeth Taylor literally walks in. She grabs my arm, and she says, "Could you get me a chair, Mary?" Now, I don't know what to do. I'm thinking forget she called me Mary, but there's no chairs to be found. I mean, you can't even move, right? And she just called me Mary, and everybody's laughing. And I said, I'll get you a chair, Miss Taylor." And as I turn around to even see if there's a chair or something she could sit on, the president walks in. I turn around, and here's Bill Clinton. "How are you?" And I said, "Mr. President." He says, "What's your name?" And everyone goes, "Mary." He's like, "That's an odd name." I said, "It's not my name, it's an inside joke." "I love inside jokes. What's the inside joke?" And I said, it's nothing, nothing, it's great." And then they said, one of the NSYNC guys says, "That's Carrot Top." And Bill Clinton says, "I know his stage name, I want to know his real name." And I said, "That was very nice." Shook his hand, couldn't have been nicer. He was talking to me, and he said, "Well, if it isn't Mary, that's a pleasure." And I said, "It's not Mary." And then he let go of my hand, and this is God honest truth. When he let go of my hand, I said, "I met your brother last night." All true. I was at Dantana's. It's my favorite restaurant in Los Angeles. It's, again, as big as this dressing room. It holds 20 people. There's always anyone, Dabney Coleman, you name it, they're always in there, right? I'm at the bar. They love me there. So the guy at the bar just says, "Sit down, pasta, salad, glass of wine. That's what you're having. Just shut up and eat it," right? So I sit down, and I'm talking to this guy next to me, and I kind of ruined the setup to this because I don't know who this guy is. And he's talking to me. He says, "I'm a big fan of yours. My whole family's a big fan of yours." And he says, I really would like to ask you some advice." And I said, "What's that?" "I don't know who he is." And I said, "What's your advice?" And he said, "How did you make it in comedy?" I said, "Oh, I don't know, a lot of luck, a lot of, Jesus, just the right place at the right time, but probably a lot of luck, and I didn't know anybody." And he says to me, "Well, that's what's interesting. My brother being president, I would have thought I would have had more connections." And I said, "Your brother, president of," and I'm thinking like Columbia Records, right? "President of," and he says, "The United States." I went, "Oh, fuck, it's Roger Clinton." And I'm like, "Roger?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, I had no idea I didn't know I was talking to. And then we were so nice, and he said, "You ever met my brother?" And I said, "No." And then the very next night, I met his brother, and that's how he held my hand longer. I said, I met your brother. And he goes, oh, Roger? And I said, yeah. He says, he's a good man, isn't he? Now, what do you say? No, he's a dipshit. No, of course you say he's a good man. But he was a good man. And that was just a weird, those things that happen in this business. Hollywood, right? Cool.